Well, it's good that he's back on the ice. Has been. He's got an appointment tomorrow morning, and a much better idea when we sit down tomorrow morning at this time, whether he gets cleared or not. So, put him as probable, but like I said, I'll know tomorrow by this time.
Your thoughts on Riley, Riley to the right side? Is that going to happen tomorrow night, or is it still to be determined?
To be determined. He's going to have to get some reps there. I've got three guys. If we go, if Lindholm will play with McAvoy, Grizz, and Carlo. We got to make a determination on the bottom pair. And if it's Forby and Riley, then Riley has to play the right side. So he needs to get reps there. Whether he's in or out tomorrow, we got to, like I said, make that call. Want to make sure everyone shows up healthy tomorrow before we worry about it, which I anticipate everyone will. So, so that's why he was over there today. So someone's going to be unhappy tomorrow because I think they're all doing a good job. So, but it's a good problem to have.
Beyond the obvious challenges of catching pucks on the backhand and finding your offside for a defenseman, what are the other things that guys have to, that are challenges for them when they make the switch over?
Puck's coming around the wall in the O-zone. You got to take it on your backhand, pull it to your forehand usually. So that takes some time. The benefit of that is one that comes across ice, you got a one-timer possibility. You can play it on your forehand. So that works both ways. Pivoting. I think if you're used to pivoting, closing plays on your playing the left side, it's a little bit easier, your stick position. Sometimes it can be easier on your offside because you're leading with your stick. It's not coming across your body. So there's all those little nuances. He has played right for us. Not recently, but in the past. So obviously have to catch up a little bit of that and hopefully does it quick if he ends up over there.
How exciting is just the picture in the Atlantic Division at this point? I know you focus on the game, but just the way you've played, you've within a couple points of Tampa and Toronto, potentially you can pick up over them, but at least have a couple spots.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a strong division no matter where you finish, whether you're first or fourth. You've got a tough matchup once you're in. I think I'd say the same about the Metro, to be honest, Hag. So there's going to be no easy matchups. Our focus is getting in first. We put ourselves in a real good spot to do that. If we can leapfrog a few teams along the way, that's great. Like we've always said, our goal was make the playoffs, win your division. We're still focused on making the playoffs after, you get in, you want to climb up, make your, win your division, try to get home ice, all those little things. At the end of the day, how much does it matter in the first round sometimes? You've seen upsets in the past. So for me, it's getting your game in order, be playing the best hockey when you can. Knock on wood, you're healthy when you go in. So we're trending in that direction in terms of playing our best hockey, and I think that's why we've moved up, and now we're right there with those two other teams.
Now that the trade deadline that's coming, Rod, how do you feel Jake handled the situation, and did you have a message to him once you met with him after the fact?
No, my message, I met him and I found out he signed a contract early in the morning, so I congratulate him. Like I do any other guy that extends here. It's good for him. He's worked hard to solidify himself in the league, so that was first and foremost order of the day. After that, it was, I'm not sure, he told me he wasn't sure what would happen at 3, and I said, well, I'm with you that way, so if you're in the lineup tonight, let's get back to work and just keep helping the team win, and he's done a good job with that. So there wasn't a strong message other than I was happy for him to get a new deal. I mean, that's what guys play for when they're up. And after that, we'll talk along the way here if there's things we need to talk about, just like any other player. He's a Bruin now. That may change this summer. I don't know, Tim. That's outside of my hands. But right now, he's here to help us win the cup, and that's his. We're not changing where he is in the lineup right now, unless the team requires it, type of thing. He's been a good fit there. The other lines are a good fit, and he'll have to do his part on that line. So I've talked to him more about some of the things he can work on the right, being a left shot on the right side, the change from the other side of the ice. Those are things he should brush up on because he hasn't played a lot over there.
Over and Riley do stick together. How do you feel like they can kind of complement one another as that third pairing?
Well, Forby's game shouldn't change. He's a defender, get in your face. He's closing hard. He's been a lot more consistent in that regard, I found. Some of that is probably a little different system. He was used to closing automatically all the time, man-to-man, chasing just his guy. Now he's got to sort of read what's going on a little more and close when it's appropriate. So that shouldn't change. He's really been good at that. Mike, puck mover, that shouldn't change either. He's done a good job moving his feet, trying to play a little more north, a little more engaged in battles. So, he did a lot of things we asked and is working on the things we've asked him to do up, when he's playing up with Charlie. It's just now that's going to be Lindholm's spot. We'll see how he does up there. I'm assuming he's going to do very well. So now it's up to Mike to keep his game in order, solidify that pair. And then you got Cliffy, who had a hell of a game in Montreal. So, like I said, they're all going well. One of them's going to be unhappy tomorrow. But the message is, hey, we're all in it together, and when it's your turn, be ready to go. If you're the odd man out, keep the body language out of the room. We understand you're disappointed if you're not in the lineup. It's a really, like I said, really good problem to have. And that'll apply to Mike too if he's not the guy. So I'm not getting away from your question, but I think everyone just has to play to their strengths. Now, Forby and Cliffy have been together a lot more, so there's some natural chemistry. I think they can pick that up. They've been teammates all year, so it's just a matter of where you want to handle a puck on a D-to-D, as was pointed out earlier. Take it on your backhand. You want it on your forehand. There's some little things like that you have to work through. But that's what practice is for, and hopefully they take advantage of it.
From a coaching perspective, how nice is it to get that trade deadline distraction in the rear view, and what is your mindset?
It doesn't bother me, honestly. I mean, every GM goes through it. We know that. We've been together now several years here. Donnie always will sit down. We've talked about maybe areas, and then that's his, it goes upstairs, and what he's able to do will fall into, his lap. And so I don't worry about it. I really don't. I think it's a lot more stressful on the players, especially if they hear their name out there. So for me, it's business as usual. Sometimes playing on trade deadline day takes away even, your focus is even more on the opponent. You're less worried about it. But again, I think that's tougher on the players and the coaches.
On Lindholm and McAvoy, you mentioned that putting them together might be more matchup oriented than having that intent to have them together all the time. Is it your intent to have them together all the time, or is this more matchup oriented against Tampa?
No, we're going to start them there. No matter who we played tomorrow, we're going to start. Grizz has played with Carlo. Let's see how Lindy goes with Charlie. And then over time, we will make that switch probably just to see what it looks like. And if you know me, I probably like to see what everyone looks like at some point. Because that's how you find out, if there is some chemistry maybe you wouldn't otherwise know. Now, if it's lights out for the next 19 games and all that, yeah. But I suspect you'll see them at some point. So, and then playoffs might become a little more matchup oriented. We're just seeing the same team from 4 to 7 times. Then what's a better fit? But right now the intent is to keep him with Charlie and see how it goes.
Theoretically, not necessarily about those two, but if you have two, top guys that can play 25, 30 minutes a night and you get into a playoff situation, would you rather have them playing together and potentially just, cutting the game in half with them out there for 30 minutes, or separating them and having them each out there, on their half?
Well, I think that again depends on, okay, does the other team have 1, 2, 3 scoring line threats? So there is some matchup that goes in there. How is the second pair handling that and the third pair? Can they handle, the rest, and only play them against, tough lines? But you'll see Charlie out there sometimes on an offensive, when an offensive line has that the other team controls on the road, just because I like to have offensive defensemen with an offensive line as well. So there's a little bit of that goes into it. So I can't answer that question right now. Let's get through this exercise for a little bit, and I'll be able to do it. Like you know what it reminds me of though, Hags, is Werenski and Jones played together a lot in Columbus. Seemed to be together all the time. They didn't really split them up. So maybe I'll call Torts, see how he liked it.
Was Pasternak okay?
I think he's fine. Yeah, he was in the training room. He had that play in Winnipeg. He got turned around when Linus played the puck with him on the power play, left for a bit. So I think there was a little residual effect, but nothing to keep him out of line, from what I'm told.
Yeah, start for tomorrow.
Swayman.
Expect Brown here tomorrow.
I was told originally it would be Thursday, so he's not going to play tomorrow, obviously. I have to check with Donnie. Donnie went and saw I didn't see him this morning. He's in Kitchener at the, what do you call that, all the prospects game. So I'll touch base with him after. And I knew he wouldn't be here to play, so I was kind of like, is he here Wednesday night, Thursday? I wasn't really sure. But I was told originally he wouldn't make it on time to play against Tampa.